Well, hey AYL fans, I'm Kevin Mortensen.
And I'm Gina Mortensen.
And we're here with our daughters, and we are pretty close to our home today. We've come out to a pretty cool place. Where are we?
We are the home of Robert Leroy Parker.
AKA?
Butch Cassidy.
Now, Butch Cassidy's kind of famous. A lot of people know who Butch Cassidy is. You've heard of him, but maybe you don't know that he has a lot of history right here in southern Utah.
The really neat part about this area, though, is that this is probably the exact same. It looked the same. I mean, there's a highway, but other than that, the hills are the same. The pastures are the same. This is exactly like what he would have seen when he was off playing as a child.
You know, we live down here in southern Utah, and we want people to come here and visit, especially during this pandemic time. We got a lot of people who normally come from all over the world to see what we have here, and it seems like Utahns just drive by. But I was talking with Shannon this morning, and he was telling me, Gina, that they have over 200 cars a day stop here in this parking lot. We've seen a lot, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
So while you guys go learn a little bit about Butch Cassidy and some of the cool things that we're seeing today from the people we're riding with, we're gonna go get started, and we're gonna get on down the trail, and we'll see you at our next stop.
Well, Butch Cassidy was born over at Beaver, Utah. Then his family moved over to Circleville when Butch was a young kid. That's where Butch grew up. Spent a lot of time out on this country as a young kid, a young man. It's absolutely outstanding. Obviously, I'm not doing it horseback. I'm able to sit inside of a machine and drive around and see so much of it. I've talked to a lot of the old timers, and they can tell you stories that related to Butch that it's just unreal. Of course, a lot of them knew him as Robert Parker before he took the name as Butch Cassidy. We stopped there in the town of Circleville. Allegedly, that was his family's winter home. From the Butch Cassidy house where we started, if you go back to the southwest, there is stories that there may be another cabin up there someplace.
This is my dog Sundance, and I named him after Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids because he was a puppy. He was kind of a naughty puppy into everything, and so he got the name Sundance. It's just amazing to think as we go over the hills when we're riding the ATV and stuff that they did this in a covered wagon, you know. And they didn't have chainsaws, they didn't have a lot of stuff, and they had to forge the rivers, you know, and it's just amazing. And then along the way, they're trying to feed their family as well.
Okay, so if you're wondering how we got here and you want to come out and try this trail yourself, you see that we began at the Butch Cassidy Boyhood Home. Go there, check it out, but trail your machine out to 400 South in Circleville and then follow the Paiute 01 trail markers. Typical Paiute trail.
Little dusty, a lot of fun, a lot of inclines, up and down, kind of technical, not as easy as some of the other trails we have been on, but definitely worth the views. I got some amazing pictures on this ride.
You know, I've been on dustier trails. Just keep your distance between other machines. It's really scenic, and to think that Butch Cassidy and some other guys did it on horses.
Kit Carson's been through here, because this right here, where we're at right now, is part of the old Spanish Trail too. So
that's what these markers are behind us. They're kind of commemorating that.
So like, you know, if you want to teach the kids something this summer, this might be a fun place to bring them.
So get your machines out, come learn some history, see some things that nobody else is going to see. Get down here while the tourists are scattered.
Okay, let's go do it.
All right, so while we go do it, we're going to send you guys off to this week's Where To.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure.
Yeah, look at that view. It's pretty cool, huh?
Always a spectacular view.
You know, we started down in that valley. We've made our way up. I think we're, what, about 15 miles in?
I haven't been measuring, but I've been having a good time. I mean, if you can measure by the dust,
we're having a good
17
time.
Miles in.
You can't see, but that's all Quakies up behind the camera. Beautiful view out there. We've got a little bit of a water runoff down into this little cattle pond right here. And I'd say it's about 15, 20 degrees cooler up here than it is down in the valley.
Nice.
It really is nice. So, you know, we're going to keep making our way down. This section of trail is a little smoother.
Definitely smoother.
More dust.
A little more dust.
But definitely smooth. You could actually do this one in a Jeep and maybe have a really good time. We're going to end up in Anemone. So while we do that,
let's find out what everybody else is enjoying about this ride.
Oh, I thought the trail was beautiful. We started out, it was a little bit rocky and stuff like we have a lot up here, you know. But Then it gets up in the trees and cools off, and like the whole area. Every time you go around the corners, another set of beauty. Like the rocky part when you come out of there, you know, basically just to take care of your machine, you just need to go low range and slow gear and enjoy the ride. And, it's just going to be bumpy for a ways, but we have a lot of that up here. But higher we got up, you got into the aspens and the trees, and you can overlook the lakes. And there was wildflowers today that are blooming.
I enjoy going through the water. There's a few creek beds that we can cross. It was a little dry today, but we got to see the one, and then there was birds and butterflies, and just also it's a good area to collect rocks with agates, different local rocks if you're a rock hound. Just going on top of the mountains, you just feel like you're on top of the world. Going up the mountains, and we got to see wildflowers in bloom.
Our tourism business, it revolves around ATVs. I mean, we're very considerate to ATVs. Come to Paiute County. We have RV spots for you. We have camping. If you don't want to stay in an RV park, you can go out and camp just about anywhere you want. And you can ride the trails. You can drop into town, have a hamburger, and head back out. And it's a beautiful place to come and see. I would invite everybody to come here.
So I'm looking at Otter Creek State Park and Otter Creek Reservoir. We're on State Road 62 at the intersection of Pole Canyon Road between Cashurum and Greenwich. So if you want to come here, that's a great way to start. If you want to just kind of get off the back road and come over and start this way. But if you look up that road, what'd you think of those campsites we passed?
Nice, secluded, grassy areas.
I liked it. The trees were tall. There were a lot of wildflowers. Like you said, grass.
A little river for your kids to totally destroy your campsite.
Yeah, a little creek. And you know, I think if you had a trailer and you wanted to come up here and use this as a staging area, go about 4 or 5 miles up that way and you'll find some just absolutely gorgeous places to stop. So I'm hungry. It's lunchtime.
I could use some chocolate, artificial sweetening.
Right there's antimony. I've heard there's some tremendous hamburgers over there. So we're gonna go find those. And while we do that, we're sending you guys off to this week's Along the Way, sponsored by Rocky Mountain ATV.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're here in Antimony at the Mercantile here, and we are ready to eat.
I've heard there's excellent hamburgers.
Mine's ordered, and my hot cocoa.
You know, it smells really good out here. You know, what a great ride. Start off over in Junction, head out over Paiute Trail 01, drop down into Otter Creek State Park, and then grab a hamburger at the Merc.
Perfect way to end a day, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. So why don't we go inside and eat, and you guys get to check out this week's sticker winner.
This week's contest winner is license plate W32KW and was spotted on the trail last week.
Congratulations! It looks like you're the lucky winner of a Clearly Tough windshield for your rig. Clearly Tough offers the strongest windshields on the market. Visit clearlytough.com for more details.
Be sure to call us on Monday at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize. Now let's take a look at this week's Trail of the Week.
This week's Trail of the Week is Red Mountain Trails, which are located in Uinta County, approximately 8 miles north of Vernal at Steinecker Lake State Park.
To get more information or to see 360 street views of this or any of the other trails that have been completed on the Trail 360 project, visit outsiders.zone. Now let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, Chad and Ria are taking us out to the Santa Fe Swell to explore the routes with some of the locals and get the inside scoop on where and when to ride.
Then Reece Stein is showing off a great way to relax, cast a line, and catch a lunker. Best of all, it might be in your own backyard.
Finally, we're joining an event in Harriman, Utah that featured street legal machines gathering to join forces to raise awareness of newly proposed trails that will allow easy access to the Ochre Mountain Range.
Next week's show looks great, but it's not as great as my hamburger.
It is a good looking hamburger, isn't it?
And I'm not sure how they get the buns this shiny.
They butter the buns.
Well, they taste really good. The onion rings are amazing. So everything I've heard about the Antimony Merc is true. Great
Perfect.
food. Look, we want to thank Paiute County. We want to thank Garfield County. The trail was a blast. If you're interested in riding this trail, it's going to be up on our outsiders.zone in the very near future. Listen, come down from Salt Lake. If you're in the surrounding areas, come support these small towns. Come support these small restaurants, like the Antimony Merc and some of the other ones.
You're not going to find better food. This is so good.
You're really not, and the food is great. And the prices are really good. We've had a good time today, haven't we?
Yeah.
So when you're out and around Utah, remember there's adventure around every bend.
You just have to get out there and create it yourself at your leisure.